So have a look here. This is my GeForce Xtrada kit. Lovely four-wheel drive, belt drive buggy. And while we're looking at the box, I can explain a little bit about what you're about to see, because I'll get the contents out of the box and then I'll mostly videotape how it goes together. Then of course I'll have a nice shots in the nice light, and I'll take it out for a little bit of a bash, and then we'll have a talk about it. So this is the presentation of my project. This is which components I'm going to be using. I have a 13.5 turn brushless system. I have a GeForce servo. I have some Futaba radio system and some nice yellow wheels. Yeah, so this is the unboxing. And there we have it. The body is so nice. It is so retro cool. It's very modern. It's more modern than it's retro in my opinion. And the obligatory tire sniff. Enjoy. And a big bag of stuff. Some oils. The wing. And the wheels, I'll be using yellow wheels, they're faster. And the chassis. So the chassis is lovely, rigid. Those plastic components these days, they are just, they're fantastic. Plastic, fantastic. The manual, it's in English. Yeah, there we see it. I'll just have a flick through the manual, no big details. There's a parts list, there's exploded diagrams, there's basically everything we expect to have in a good manual. There's detailed, there are steps, the bags are numbered, everything seems good. Of course we'd be starting with step 1, but I'm in time pressure. I'm gonna start with the body shell. So the first thing that I do is I start to mark out with the spirit marker where the cut lines are. If I can manage to get that in frame. There we have it. But what I actually found out is that they are so clear to see. They are easy to see, they are very well marked. This body shell is extremely good quality. I'm enjoying working with it. As you can see, it's relatively easy work. Do the score and snap method, and then you'd be the body is almost taking care of itself like that. And that's the wing that I'm just breaking free, the last bit there. The wing is very rigid. The only little bit that there was soft was those vertical bits there, because that's where the plastic, the Lexan gets stretched the most. Other than that, very, very good quality Lexan, very rigid. Yeah, I managed to lay down the black colors on it. I won't be doing really a paint video. This here is the shock assembly, and that was a concern of mine, because I did the GeForce Genova and these are the same shocks. Well, have a look here first. This was a trick that I found, that I can just basically thread the thread through the O-ring like this. So then I won't be tearing the O-ring as much as otherwise. A little bit of grease by the O-rings. And it's quite smooth. Very nice. So yeah, here we have it. I have the O-ring inside the top cap, and I'm just dry fitting it here. And as I screw it tight, like I can't really feel that O-ring enough. So so I'm a little bit suspicious about that. Maybe that's why my shocks on the Genova, that's why they might be leaking. So what I did was, I didn't film it very well, I put a little tiny bit of PTFE tape on it. And that's me, I have assembled the shocks, all 4 of them. Next step, the differentials. So I did put the differential gears in, they're all plastic, and now I filled the oil into it. I think it's 10,000 weight oil that they gave with it, both front and rear. And there I'm just assembling the 2 halves of the diff. And I make sure to tighten it in a cross pattern as we're supposed to. There's an O-ring that seals the connection between the halves of the differential, so we suspect it won't leak. We trust. And the bearing actually goes over the outdrive, which is a you don't need to worry about forgetting to put the bearing. The next step was the steering linkage, and there is actually a little bit of an issue here. I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but there is a manufacturing defect on this, so it's not moving as freely as we would have liked it, but as we see, it actually works alright. So this is the lower half of the gearbox. Screw that into the chassis. And it's all coming together really well. The quality of the plastic feels good, and everything feels extremely rigid once it's actually put together. It feels good. And there's the differential. There is no doubt about how to assemble it. And if it's hard to see, but there's a couple of bearings on a shaft there that the belt is riding onto. So once I pop that upper gearbox half on, then the belt is smooth. I'm checking the belt several times during the build process, and here we have it. We just tighten it down, and of course check the belt. Smooth. Nice. Next step, and it's the front. So the front control arms, the steering components, and the what are they called, the uprights and the wheel bearings and the hubs and all that, and the drive shafts. The upper links and the steering links there are pre-assembled, as you can see in that bag there. That was one of the spacers to determine the wheelbase. And there you can see the quality of the plastic again, and you can see the quality of the bearings, because we have a steel shielded bearing there, and then we have a rubber shielded bearing on the outside. Nice. And so that's the front pretty much assembled here. Yes. And this is for the hinge pins. I think that's a steel brace that they're using here. It was too heavy to be aluminium. I think it's steel, and that just gives a really, I believe this would be strong, and it moves freely. And those are the the axles going into the outdrives, and this is the the ball end for the upper link. And that's shocks on there, and the little bumper, and everything. The front is assembled. And it feels good. Next step, the rear. It's pretty much same deal. So I'm just feeling the plastics here, and this is the so that was the half of the gearbox, and this is the shock tower, very rigid. This is the wing mount, it's very flexible. And the shock tower, definitely some sort of a reinforced plastic. So this here shaft here, it goes on both belts and connects to both differentials, front and rear. And that shaft, that's where we mount the slipper clutch, and of course also the spur gear onto in a moment. Everything seems to come together very nicely. And as we can see, there's actually a couple of ball bearings there again, and they are for the belt. So the belt has a very unobstructed movement inside the gear where it comes out of the gearbox. And there we have it. Everything moves freely. So then I tighten down the gearbox. And I check again. So that's the suspension arms done, and the drive shaft, sorry, the axles coming in. Those are the dog bone style, and once the upper links are popped in, everything moves freely, everything's nice. So next step is the spur gear and the motor. So this aluminium mount was, first it was a little bit tricky to figure out where to locate it, but once there's only 3 screws that hold it onto the chassis, and once they're in, then it's pretty obvious where it's supposed to sit. And it's firm, it's rigid, it's trouble-free, plus it provides cooling for the motor. So there we have it. That's the slipper clutch assembled, and to tighten the slipper clutch, I found that the trick was just hold the belt. Just hold your hand firmly around the entire belt, and then you can hold things together and then tighten the slipper. There we have it. The motor is on there, and the I'm checking the mesh. I have to admit it was actually a little bit on the tight side, but not too bad, not too bad. And I'm playing with the with the motor wires. Oh, listen to those magnets on that motor. So the next bag is mostly the steering components, but before that there's actually the belt tensioner. I was having some issues with the belt tensioner. I'll have a little bit more of a talk about that in a while, but basically I was having trouble mounting it there, and in my opinion there was a bit of an issue. I think we can hear in the video that the nut is actually slipping. It's a captive nut inside these two plastic components, and it's slipping inside. I don't know what to do about it. I figured it out later on, but at that point I really this was first time I was in despair during this build. I left it as it is, and it actually went alright. It wasn't a big deal. So yeah, I'm just checking again that everything drives. It does. It's very nice. You know, you gotta love belt drive. And that's the servo. It's a G-Force brand servo. I think it comes from Copropo, if I pronounce that correctly. So what I'll do is I'll just test that that it actually aligns correctly and all of that. It's assembled all right. That should be fine. So this is one of the exciting things about the Xtrada. That's the battery compartment, lengthwise battery compartment. So it accepts a full-size stick pack. You could use a shorty pack also, and a full-size LiPo, one of those square styles. So there we have it. It's locked down, and I have to say it's very firm and very rigid in there. There's no rattling around, no nothing of that stuff. It's very secure. So yeah, the servo takes that side, and then the other side you can put the AC and the radio, of course. So yeah, that's the electronics done. Yeah, firing it up for the first time. And we'll notice that the servo is noisy. I don't really know why that is, not yet at least. The other issue I had was the AC. It required some a calibration to the radio. I didn't know how to do it, but I was lucky I found a video from G-Force that explained it very well. Oh yeah, yeah, done. Yeah. Isn't that cool? I'm jumping with joy. Oh, the Buggy is. I'm definitely giving it a little bit of a bounce here. So you can have a look at that Buggy. Yeah. Yeah, and as we're looking at the stickers, we will notice Masami's name on it. Masami Hirosaka, many times world champion, has of course participated together with G-Force to put this buggy together. And there we have it. And there's Masami's signature, and it says G-Force on it. Oh, what a cool buggy this is. Yeah, well, as we're hearing, it's certainly annoying me. The servo is really being noisy. I have a theory it might be because of this binding in the steering system that the servo is actually trying to fight that and trying to recenter. But yeah, it's very annoying. The thing that I thought it could have been, the antenna wire that was actually creating interference, and that was actually causing it, but I think it's more of a mechanical issue. The steering works great though. Yeah, and there's the spur gear and the pinion gear. The buggy is a little bit under-geared, we might as well admit that already now. It's a little bit slow. Yeah. So as we're having a last look at the chassis put together here, I might as well actually say, so if you do like this video, it took me quite a lot of effort to put together. So smash that like button, and also if you want to, then you could touch the subscribe button also, because that would be a great help for me, and a motivator, of course, also to get some more videos done like this. And now I think it's about time we get that body back on that nice buggy, get some other not so nice wheels on it, and then just give it a good little run. Yeah, not like that on the table. A proper run. Yeah, like that. So this is first time I'm driving it out for real, and yeah, I'm having a good time with it, that's for sure. One thing we'll notice pretty quickly is that the rear is just drifting around, and I made a mistake. I just grabbed some old used tires, and the fronts were great, but the rears, I am pretty sure that I grabbed a pair of what are they called, carpet tires, and they just don't really hook up that well. I'm lucky in this case that the buggy is not insanely fast, but still. Yeah, check that. That's good fun.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that on purpose.
Yeah, okay, so what we saw there was that the fronts were actually ballooning and the rears were not. So again, I suspect that the rears were more stiffer. So we're gonna have a look at some jumps in a moment, but listen to the way the motor revs up here on the flat tarmac. It shows that it's a little bit on the slow side, I think. Let's have a look at those jumps there.
Aye, aye, aye.
So it was time to reposition the camera anyway. So what we're seeing here is now the Buggy is really calm. It's jumping really well and the suspension is great. It's just it's calming down the Buggy very nicely, and there's none of that bouncing stuff going on. It's lovely. And as I get a little bit more confidence and I get a little bit more speed onto the ramp, what we'll notice is that it can't keep the nose up, and that's a lack of wheel speed, and it just won't. It'll always do those nose dives. Yeah, this is what I like. This is plain old fun. Okay, let's rip that dirt. Buggies belong out in the dirt, we know that.
How was that? Yeah. I'm still filming. So yeah, then I'll feel the motor in a moment. That was one take. Okay, so I used up all the video footage on the GoPro video camera. So yeah, oh, don't drop it. All right. So yeah, the motor is kind of warm. Yeah, it is hot. It is hot. It's warm. It's hot. So yeah, we ran for 15-20 minutes or something like that. The Buggy is great. What I said or tried to say was I had made a mistake and used some tires that I didn't really know that are no good. No, those rear tires are no good. Front tires were great. The other thing, I've already seen that from Kai City RC. The Buggy is too slow, and it's too slow. So whichever pinion it is that's in here, it's too small and it needs to be upped several teeth. I think it went from 21 to 26 or 23 to something or something like that. But anyway, the Buggy looks, it's definitely not fragile. It's definitely not having any issues. It steers all right, except for the rear tires, no grip. Other than that, it feels tight. It feels like a belt drive, four-wheel drive buggy. It's pleasant. It's really pleasant. It could, with a 13.5 turn brushless system on 2S LiPo, it could be faster. Other than that, yeah, I didn't. I enjoyed the build. I enjoyed putting it together. I enjoyed the decorative part of the RC car hobby, and I also enjoyed driving the thing. It's a cool buggy. I'm looking forward to giving it a little bit of a redemption. Give it some proper rear tires, maybe some carpet front. Give it a run on the track. See how it goes. Thanks for watching.
So I also did record a little tiny clip while after when I came back from the run, just giving the buggy a little bit of an inspection, checking it, see does everything look intact, and it does. Like I said, it's rigid, it's a durable machine, and it's certainly not fragile. It's quite tough. It's nice. It's good. So yeah, again, I didn't show it that well in the previous clip when I installed the battery into it. So this is where you push this locking lever backwards, and then you open the with these tabs, and then you get the lid, the battery compartment lid, the bottom tray, whatever you call it. And then I just pushed the battery out, and it came out. And it was very firmly installed in there. So as we're getting to the end of the video, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a little bit about this G-Force Xtrada. So yeah, well, I'd like to talk a little bit about the hype that there was about this buggy, and I was really looking forward to it. I follow Masami Hirosaka, I follow G-Force on Facebook and YouTube, and I also follow Kai City RC on both Facebook and YouTube, and there's been a little bit of a hype going on, and some previews of the lovely buggy. And what I made the decision was, after I finally tried the Genova, after a couple of years after it was released, I decided, okay, I'm gonna go for this one immediately. Hey, have a look at Kai City's lovely yellow Xtrada there. So yeah, while I also follow G-Force on Facebook, they do post if there is some issue with the such as, for example, the steering here, the steering components that were binding. Another thing I found was that belt tensioner here. I couldn't assemble it right, but what I found was just holding the pieces together with the tongs and then tightening it up, and then it actually held the belt very nice and tight. Yeah, the final little bit is the bit about the ordering it. I ordered mine from Amazon Japan, and it went so easy. Regarding importing to a foreign country, I live in the EU, so they had everything calculated already beforehand. I had paid the import duties and taxes and stuff already beforehand, so I just needed to accept the shipping company to take care of that stuff for me, and then it got delivered. So yeah, I hope this helps for you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So the next step for me is, of course, to get a big opinion for it, and see if I can get another video recorded with a little bit more speed and a little bit maybe some better jumps and stuff. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.